Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Gospel here for another profession overview. This time it's Smuggler. There's actually surprisingly quite a bit to Smuggler. So without hesitation, I'm just going to jump into it. It's a really good class. I really like it. I plan on definitely making a Smuggler when launch comes. So here we go. So for Smuggler, you need the Pistols tree in Marksman and the unarmed tree in Brawler, and then you'll be able to learn Smuggler. Smuggler gets very useful abilities. The first one I'll talk about is Low Blow. This ability is a combat speed debuff. So it's -40 combat speed, which slows your opponent's cooldowns. Very useful. I think it's a great skill. It's kind of like Thyroid Rupture from Combat Medic. Definitely a really good skill. Another ability they get is Restraining Shot. Restraining Shot is just a range slow. Range slows are good. I mean, Smuggler's kind of king of CC in a way. But yeah, so slows. They get Overwhelming Shot. Overwhelming Shot reduces the chance to resist states. So this is actually helpful if you're a Pistolier, which Pistolier will go right along with Smuggler since they, they have the Pistols tree already. Intimidate Shot is something that can actually be resisted. You're going to actually get an increased chance to land Intimidate Shot when you use Overwhelming Shot, which is good because Intimidate Shot has a pretty long cooldown. There's Reckless Shot. Reckless Shot, when you use this ability, it's a damaging ability. It's just straight damage, but it puts a -80 defense buff on you, which lowers your ranged and melee defense by 80. So you will take more damage using this. And then the big three that I really like Smuggler for is first, Concussion Shot. Concussion Shot, it's a, I believe, 45-second daze effect, which means you can't move and you can't use abilities. You can still use items, so you can eat food and you can use stims, but if you were to want to use like back to toss or back to spray or even attack your opponent, you cannot do that. It will, though, break on damage, so it's just a temporary CC. Then there's Panic Shot. Panic Shot is the same as Concussion Shot, except you're not rooted when you do it. When you're debuffed, right? You're silenced. You can't use any abilities, but you can still move around just fine. It's about, I think, 20 seconds long or 25 seconds, so it's a very, very, very good skill. And then the last one here is Last Ditch. This is one of the highest damage modifiers in the game. I believe it's second to only Advanced Sniper Shot from Rifleman, making it a very, very powerful ability. But it has a really long cooldown that is weapon dependent. I used it with a rifle that had 3 speed, and it was like 2 minutes and 10 seconds cooldown. And then I used it with a pistol, which I can't remember the speed on the pistol, to be honest with you guys, but it did it was much faster pistol, and it cut the cooldown to like 1 minute and 7 seconds or something like that. So it is weapon dependent and weapon speed dependent. I want to also talk about Smuggler missions. Smuggler missions, they give you Underworld Faction, which you can see here. I've got 2995 Underworld Faction. Every 1,000 faction you get from the Smuggler missions gives you, let's see, it's like 200 armor. Every rank gives you 200 armor, and then you get +1 attack range and +1 attack damage, which is 1% damage to any weapon you're holding. I don't know actually if the smuggling attack range thing applies to melee. I haven't tried it. It might, but it definitely applies to range. I definitely tried that out. It definitely works. The max rank you can have is 3, so you can get up to 600 bonus armor, 3-meter range, and 3% more damage on your attacks. This is very, 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 very useful. To do the Smuggler missions, they're very easy. You talk to a mission, or you talk to this NPC. I'll link down below the actual NPCs you need. Like a link, leave a link to a wiki that'll tell you where you can go to start them. And you just talk to the NPC. He gives you some contraband. You go to the destination, and you repeat this process over and over again. And it's very tedious. The grind is very tedious, but it is worth it. The armor works, the range works, and the damage works. I've tested it all. It's awesome. Some of you might remember that smugglers can craft spices. So I crafted all the spices, and while I believe Booster Blue is the best spice that everyone will want, I will go over all the spices so everyone can know, be on the same page, and understand that Booster Blue is indeed the best spice. So Booster Blue gives you plus 20% health, negative 20% health regen. That doesn't mean it makes you start degenerating health, it just slows your health regen. Action regen plus 20%, and mind regen plus 20%. This is very useful. This is for every stat you would really honestly want. That's why Booster Blue is so common in the beta, and I'm sure it will be extremely common after launch. People are going to want this. There's Crash and Burn, which is negative 20% health, plus 20% health regen, plus 10% action regen, plus 10% mind regen. Not very good. I'm going to blow through these and you guys will understand why Booster Blue is the best. Giggle Dust, plus 20% action, negative 10% mind regen. Gray Gabaki, negative 10% health, 20% mind regen. That's plus 20%. And then there's Muon Gold, plus 20% health, plus 20% health regen, negative 20% action regen, and plus 20% mind regen. You might use this if you're a doctor combat medic build. I don't know how effective the health regen is. I have noticed that health does regen pretty nicely, so it might be something worth considering. Health plus 20% on Neutron Pixie. Health 20%, health regen 20%, action regen 20%, and mind regen negative 20%. There's this Pyre Penal. It is 20% health, plus 10% health regen, negative 10% mind regen. There is Scramjet, plus 20% health regen, negative 5% action regen, negative 5% mind regen. Sedative H4B, plus 20% health regen, negative 10% action regen, plus 10% mind regen. This is getting tedious, right? There is Shadow Paw, negative 10% health regen, 20% action regen, and that's it. Sweet Blossom, plus 10% health, plus 20% health regen, negative 10% action, negative 10% mind regen. Thrusterhead, negative 5% health, plus 10% health regen, negative 5% action regen, and plus 20% mind regen. Yarok, plus 10% health regen, negative 10%, or sorry, plus 10% health, negative 10% health regen, 20% mind regen. This is Zypoline Droid Lubricant. If you really want to, like, inject yourself with, droid lubricant, that's cool. 20% health, negative 10% health regen, plus 10% action regen. And then finally, we have Gunjack, which is 10% health, 10% health regen, negative 20% action regen, and 20% mind regen. Boy, that was a lot. Now, you also might remember that slicing is a smuggler thing. Now, I didn't remember how slicing worked at all when I came to see you, but it's actually really simple, really easy. I'm going to demonstrate it on some weapons for y'all and also for armor. Now, the difference between pre-CU slicing and CU slicing is there's these components that you need for slicing, and there's several of them. I don't have all of them because they're not all obtainable right now, although I hope that it's fixed for launch. If not, it'll be fixed post-launch. And I'll just go ahead and show you what you can do. We'll start with a weapon. So you get the slice, and then you can increase the attack speed, enhance the damage, and increase critical strike chance. We'll go ahead and increase the damage on this pistol. It's 407 to 825, and then it says you get 3 options. These are the levels of slices. So you have level 1, level 2, level 3. And then you're going to click OK on the top one because you can't apply the level 2 until you've applied the level 1. And I'll show you why. So we go ahead here and it will tell you what the slice does. And then it'll have some numbers here. Customization 20%. Now this customization is very important. Basically, when you slice a piece of gear, either armor or weapon, it gets a customization number with it, depending on the slice. Some are lower, some are higher. And when you're when you slice the actual gear, the customization number will appear on the weapon or armor. And if your next slice would push the customization on the weapon to over 100, you cannot slice it. And if your weapon or armor is at customization 100, then you cannot slice it. So 100 is the cap for slicing, and we'll show you how that kind of works. So this is going to enhance damage by 2%. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it's good. It's good. So 20% customization we're going to add to this pistol. It is now 415 min, 841 max. We can slice it again. Enhance damage. So the first one is free. The first level one for damage is free. So means it requires no components. The second one actually does require components. And now you can see it's going to enhance damage by 4%. Now that isn't 2 plus 4, that's actually just 4% increase total for the damage slice. It also tells you it's going to require the component simple toolkit, and it's also going to add 20 customization to the weapon. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And now it's 423 min, 858 max. So it's getting better. We're going to slice it again. I'm going to enhance damage. We'll do a level 3 slice. Now, the problem here is that it can increase, we can enhance the damage to 8%, which is nice. But it requires a component illegal core booster, which I do not have. They're currently unobtainable. It says you are missing the required component. Now, it also says customization 20%. So if I were to have an illegal core booster, I could boost the damage to 8% from 4%, and it would be at 60 customization, letting me also slice the weapon for something else. So we'll cancel that. We'll come back to the to this pistol, and we'll look at increased critical strike chance. The first one, let's see, it requires a simple toolkit, and it will also be 20% customization. Let's look at the speed. I think I can fully do speed. Now, speed has 4 ranks, and it's more useful on slower weapons. So I just want to get that out of the way. So we'll say there's no component required here. I can't tell you what all the components are required because I can't get to the higher slices, unfortunately, but I can show you how slicing works and what they do. So we'll go ahead and slice the speed. It requires no component. It gives 20% customization and increases attack speed by 2%. So we're going to slice it. The speed of the weapon went from 2.5 to 2.45. We can do increased attack speed again. We'll look here, reduce barrel weight. It requires a simple toolkit, and we're only at, wait, I thought we were, oh, that's right. We didn't do the level 3 slice. Okay, so let me go back then. We didn't do the level 3 slice on damage. So we'll go into crit chance, and we'll do the first one for free. It's 20% customization and critical hit chance 3. So we'll go at 3%. Now, I'm not sure if this 3% works yet. I don't remember this working during live. It might work, it might not. I have not properly tested to see if crit chance works. This is something you don't necessarily have to waste a slice on a really good weapon. You could test it yourself. I'm trying to encourage my viewers to do some work. But I did put 10% crit chance on one of my weapons, and so far I haven't really noticed the difference too much. Not that I've been paying the most attention, but it doesn't feel like a crit anymore, and it doesn't feel like I added 10% crit, if I'm being really honest, because we all have a baseline chance to crit, although I don't know what that number is to begin with. So we're at now 80 customization. We'll go over here to increase attack speed, and just to show y'all, customization 25%. It would increase the speed to 4% instead of 2%, and it requires a simple toolkit, which I do have, but it says the slice is too complex for the item because it's 25%, and we already have a customization of plus 80, so that would push us to 105. Therefore, the slicing on this weapon is done for now, unless I was to enhance damage and I had an illegal core booster. It's a plus 20, which would bring it up to 100, but I'm missing the required component to do it. So that's weapon slicing. Then now we have armor slicing, which is very, very interesting. It's not what you think it would be. if you don't remember slicing at all. So we get 4 options with armor slicing. We have enhanced resilience, improve impact deflection, add hardening, and armor break reduction. So we'll click on enhance resilience so I can explain what this actually is. It says, normally, armor begins to suffer from reduced effectiveness at less than 50% max condition. This slice will improve the armor's performance under extreme decay. The armor will not begin to suffer reduced effectiveness until it reaches the level of decay shown below. So normally, the way it's supposed to work, this piece of armor, you can see I just grabbed this off the frog. It's got 45k max condition. When it hits below 50% max condition of its max, it will start decaying, or it should. I haven't actually gotten an armor piece to decay below 50% yet. And this slice at level 1, delay decay effects by 10%. So we go from 50% to 40%. And so therefore this piece of armor, if I slice it, will not start decaying until it hits 40%. And that's at level 1. I don't know what it is at max level. I call this the poor man slice because the other two, there's 2 slices that will actually change your abilities, right? Like your ability to sort of, last in combat, right? So this is add reflective coat or whatever. Well, let's see what it's actually called. It's called improve impact deflection. So we'll go over here and I'll show you guys what this is. It says this slice reduces the amount of damage the armor receives on a hit by 50%. Higher ranks in this slice increase the likelihood of damage reduction. So chance of impact deflection 20%. So when you're pre-CU, if you remember, you'll hit certain body parts. That's still the same in the CU, except it doesn't tell you what body part it's hitting. The chances, if you get hit here, you have, like, let's say this is a left bicep. So let's say you get hit in the left bicep and you have this slice on. When you get hit in the left bicep, your left bicep has a 20% chance to reduce the decay it takes, or the damage it takes to its condition, by 50%. So this is another thing I call another poor man slice. So if you can't afford armor or whatever, or maybe if you're using a grinder set, this is something you could use to, make your grind longer before you have to replace armor or something. Could be nice. But yeah, so that's what impact deflection does. And it's useful, I guess, if you're just trying to grind or something. We'll go to the next slice. So these 2 are really, really interesting. So there's nothing that actually boosts the effectiveness of your armor. So there's nothing that's going to increase the kinetic and energy or the special protections over here, the elements. It's all going to be add hardening and armor break reduction. And hardening is very, very interesting. And I'll read out what it does to you. It says this slice gives the armor a chance to absorb 50% of incoming damage to the player. This bonus does not stack with other armor pieces. It only applies if the sliced armor piece is hit in combat, i.e. a headpiece bonus of 1% combined with a chest piece bonus of 1% does not result in an overall bonus of 2%. Each piece offers 1% of the area of body it covers. So this only costs 15% customization. I don't know what this is at max. I don't have the components to slice it all the way to level 3. I do know level 2 is 3%. I would assume level 3 is 3% chance to have the damage. So if you get hit in this left bicep, right, if I were to slice it with this damage absorb chance, when you put it all on all your armor, you have an overall 1% chance to half damage. But if you only put it on one piece, I don't know what the odds of you're getting hit in that spot, and then also that 1%, some fraction of 1%. But if you were to, fully slice it all over your armor, it could be 3% chance. I was rolling around and doing some PvE today, and I did have the armor save. It flies up as flight text called armor save, where it just straight up reduces the damage you take by 50%. It's really good. I think I might slice my armor that way come live, but we'll see. Yeah, it's really, really good. So the 4th slice is armor break reduction, which is pretty self-explanatory. However, again, it's only for the piece that is sliced. So you know, you would have to slice a full set to get full armor break reduction. It says this slice reduces the effect of the armor break ability when this armor piece is hit in combat. It's a 20% customization for level 1, and it says armor break reduction 25. Let's see, I didn't actually see what level 2 was, so we'll slice it here. We'll do armor break reduction level 2. It requires a shock absorbent padding, but it reduces armor break by 50%, and it's also another plus 20 customization. So armor break is an ability from 2 different classes, swordsman and Jedi lightsabers. The swordsman ability is much more powerful than the Jedi lightsabers. So you might, if you're coming across a lot of swordsmen in PvP, then you'll want the armor break reduction. If you're just doing PvE, I haven't really seen mobs that do armor break, so it's not as big of a deal. If you're just doing PvE, I would probably go with the hardened armor, or what I call the poor man slices. But yeah, so this stuff is, you know, slicing is very useful. What is a pain to get is the components. They drop off BH missions as well. However, the BH mission loot table is bugged and not dropping all the components that it should. But it's an RNG drop, and it's good stuff. The other way to get them would be through smuggler missions, but smuggler missions are also bugged in that they're not rewarding the components like they should be, which hopefully gets fixed before launch, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's Smuggler. It's a very useful class. Has a lot of utility to it in combat as well as outside of combat. It's a great class. I'm definitely gonna make one, and yeah. So hope y'all learned something today. As usual, like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave my link to my Twitch down below. I've been streaming a ton of Restoration, and I will be doing a 24-hour stream for launch day starting at 5 p.m. Central Time, and I will be there with Weird Gaming Adventure, and we're going to have a good time. So hopefully I see you guys on Restoration. I hope you guys are having a good night, good day, wherever you're at, and I'll catch you later. Peace.